The Canadian Grand Prix is famous for its wall of champions on the exit of the final chicanes, but which drivers have championed the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve the most over the decades? Well, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is not the only host of Canada throughout the years in Formula 1, but it has hosted every Canadian Grand Prix since 1978. So let's have a look at which drivers have won round here the most over the years in Formula 1. So we'll go with the multiple winners because we can't quite make a top 5 from the guys who have won 3 races or more. So let's quickly go through the guys who have won 2 races or more in Formula 1. Jackie Ickx won back-to-back at the Canadian Grand Prix in 1969 and 1970. This being back in the days of Mosport Park, which was one of the original hosts of the Canadian Grand Prix before it moved to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in 1978. Another double winner from these days was, of course, as well, Sir Jackie Stewart, who also won back-to-back at Mosport Park in 1971 and 1972. The first double winner around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve was Alan Jones, who won in 1979 and 1980, driving for Williams. Of course, he did win the World Championship, his only championship, in 1980 as well. Ayrton Senna too, he managed to win at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in 1988 and 1990. And Sebastian Vettel is the most recent double winner on this list, with victories in 2013 for Red Bull and Ferrari in 2018. He will, of course, debate very heavily that he should have won in 2019, and he came very close to winning in 2011 as well, of course missing out on the final lap, being passed by Jenson Button in what was one of the most dramatic and incredible Grand Prix of all time. But who were the 3-time winners? Well, there are 2 of them on this list, and both of them are kind of related to each other. I'll explain more as we go through it, but the first is Max Verstappen. Verstappen has won here 3 times in a row between 2022 and 2024. In 2024, he managed to recover from being behind his title rival Lando Norris to take victory there, and he also had a great duel with Carlos Sainz Jr. in 2022 for the victory that year. He's won 3 times in a row here. He's got a hat-trick, but he'll do very well to make it 4 times in a row this weekend in Canada. He's one of a select few drivers who have managed to win it 3 times on the bounce as well, so seriously impressive there from Supermax. And the next one, Nelson Piquet. Nelson Piquet is, of course, effectively Max Verstappen's father-in-law. Verstappen is currently with his daughter, Kelly Piquet, and they have a child together, of course, too. But yeah, Nelson managed to win here 3 times as well back in the 80s and 90s. He managed to win in 82 and 84 for Brabham, and he also won in 1991 for Benetton. And that 91 win only came about because Nigel Mansell managed to stall his car at the hairpin right at the end of the lap. I'm sure that victory tasted very sweet. And it was also his last win in Formula 1 in his last season. But then we have to jump up to the top 2. These 2 drivers have managed to win here 7 times. That's how big of a gap we're talking about here. Absolute legends of the sport. Both 7-time world champions. We can only ever be talking about Sir Lewis Hamilton and a very significant other we'll talk about last because he managed this feat first. But let's talk about Sir Lewis. He managed to get his first ever victory in Formula 1 here in his debut season in 2007. He also won in 2010, 2012, 15, 16, 17 and 19. 3 of those victories coming for McLaren and the other 4 for Mercedes. He's been absolutely incredible here over the years. It's one of his best tracks without a doubt. I think he went on a run of either retiring from the race or winning every single Grand Prix here until 2013. The guy was absolutely incredible around Canada, and he's still very good this week, and he'll be hoping for a good result around a very familiar track, a track that's been very good to him over the years at Ferrari this time, but we'll see how that works out this weekend. And speaking of Ferrari, we can't talk about Canada wins without talking about Michael Schumacher. Schumacher managed to win here in 1994 driving for Benetton on the way to his first World Championship, and he also won here 6 times for Ferrari, winning in 1997, 98, 2000, 2002, 03 and 04. Like a lot of tracks in Formula 1, Schumacher won here a lot over the years. He could have won in 1995 as well, had he not had a weird mechanical glitch. I mean, I'll cover that race in detail at some point, I'm sure. But that race actually went to Jean Alesi, his only ever win in Formula 1, and on Jean Alesi's birthday as well. The best kind of birthday present he could have hoped for there. But of course, Schumacher did contribute towards the famous Wall of Champions. He was one of the 3 champions alongside Jacques Villeneuve and Damon Hill to crash out of the race in 1999 at the exit of that chicane. But yeah, Schumacher rather good around here, as is Hamilton. Hamilton can of course become the most successful driver in the history of the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend. And I also remember this was the track where he managed to break Ayrton Senna's pole record, I think in 2019, something like that. It was around then. But yeah, incredible stuff by Hamilton, incredible stuff by Schumacher. Can Verstappen become a 4-time winner this weekend? Who knows? We'll find out this weekend. Your prediction for the win in the comments below is appreciated as always, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always. And we'll see you soon for much more content on the world of Formula One just like this.